All right, guys, we're going to take a look at a pretty incredible Omega. And I'm still just blown away at the opportunities that have come my way with working with Exquisite Timepieces and a bunch of other people in the industry to be able to see and handle watches like this and share them with you guys so you guys can have a video reference about these watches. This is, of course, the Omega Seamaster Professional Ultra Deep. Now, this is I want to say stainless steel, but technically it's Omega steel, or Omega steel. It's still a stainless steel, but they did some magic to it to get it to be like brighter and less nickel in it and that sort of thing to make it a little bit more special to hold up to the task that this watch was created for. And originally they came out with a titanium one, which that watch for sure was an absolute dive watching flex from Omega or any company, but Omega did it. The watch like physically went like almost 11,000 meters underwater, right? Incredible. This one's rated at 6,000 meter or 20,000 feet. And that's just insane. That is an insane depth. Yeah. It's a flex. It's a dive watch flex is what it is, right? So if somebody's like, hey, my watch is 300 meter, mine's 600 meter, 6,000 meter. Yeah, beat that, right? Okay, so let's get into this. Again, big thanks to Nick, actually, at Exquisite, hit me up. What is today? Today's Wednesday. He hit me up Tuesday, said, hey, Rob, I have an Ultra Deep in. Do you want to see it? I'll send it to you. And I'm like, yeah, do it. This showed up today. I'm recording the video right now because they need this watch back. They don't get a lot of these, so I got to get this watch back to them. So case size on this, I measure from here to here at 45.5 millimeter. The bezel is 44 millimeter. You can see it's set a little inboard of the watch case. The lug to lug is a 51.5 millimeter. I love Omega's finishing too. They do such a great job with the brushing and the polishing. Just sharp contrast, just well done for sure. Okay, thickness. Yeah, listen, it's a thick watch, guys. It can go 6,000 meters underwater. Do you understand the pressure on that? Like, they have to construct the case to such extremes that dictate certain thicknesses on the crystal, certain kinds of gaskets, and even beyond that, the shape inside the case where the gaskets and everything, where the pressure pushes in so it is resistant to failure. You know, all of that is factored in, and you can feel it in the watch when you rotate the bezel. You can see it in the thickness and in the crystal. You can feel it when you operate the crown, how thick and heavy duty those gaskets are. It makes the crown kind of numb, right? You don't feel a pop. It's hard to find out what position you're in other than, the feedback on the, when you go to adjust or wind. And it has to be that way because of how thick and heavy duty everything is. So yes, it is 18 millimeter thick. Yes, it is thick. It is a beast of a watch. You have a 22 millimeter lug width here, and the bracelet tapers down to 18 millimeter. They did such a great job on the bracelet too. It has a really nice flow and feel to it overall. And then, of course, it has a great clasp. Look at this clasp. I love how they chamfered. I don't know if they're doing any other Omega with this clasp, but it's chamfered like on the top. It's really cool. But it still also has the quick on-the-fly adjust, right? And then it also has a dive extension. So it has all of that. 7.7 millimeter screw-down crown. Nice. It needs to be that large. Not sized with all the links. 255 gram is what I weigh this at. So it is heavy, and it is going to be a little top heavy. So you're going to want to, when you size it, you want to kind of tighten it up on the wrist a little bit so it doesn't flop around too much because it'll try to rotate on you. It's a beast of a watch for sure. Let's zoom in on this thing and take a closer look, and then we'll go over some of the functions of it because it does have the 8912 movement in it, which is one that you can adjust the hour hand independently, forward or backward. Now, it is a no date, but it does have that beautiful lacquer gradient blue dial that goes into the dark blues, just like you would see in the depths of the water. You have that beautiful ceramic bezel insert. Very well done, 120 click bezel. There you go, you can see that finishing. The Caseback, I don't know why, and maybe it's just the hypoallergenic sort of properties of it, but the Caseback is actually made of titanium. It's grade 5 titanium, so it can polish up and kind of match the Omega steel that they used. But for some reason, they went with grade 5 titanium on the Caseback. And maybe it's because of its strength or just its interaction it was going to use to keep the water resistance or something. I don't know. But it's interesting use of materials for sure. Here's that bezel action. Nice and smooth, nice audible on it. Yeah, just like you would expect. High level of quality control with Omega for sure. Love the AR coating on this thing. You get it in certain lights and it just looks like you can reach in there and touch the dial on the handset. Beautiful dial. Easy to read. I like the no date. Hopefully we'll see more no date options from some of these luxury divers. Price point on this, $12,000. Again, I would be shocked if it was less, right? Because the technology built into this thing to be able to be capable of going that low. Let's zoom back in a little bit as I operate the crown. I want to show you this because as I unscrew it, it's a stiff, I'm telling you, like it's a stiff operating crown. And then like right here, like I think I'm fully, unscrewed from the tube, but I got no pop. It's numb, right? And then even winding it, you can barely feel a wind, but it's in the correct position. Now when I come out one position there, I can feel it. Now I can adjust the hour hand forward and backward. And of course, if you come out one more, it'll hack the movement and you can adjust the time. But you can just feel how heavy duty the gaskets are, and when you operate this, you know you're not playing around with. This is not a toy. This is not a novelty item or anything like that. This is a legitimate 6,000 meter dive watch. It is purpose built and offered up to regular civilians like you and I that are never going to go deeper than probably 6 feet to 10 foot in a pool, maybe. But we have a watch that can handle 6,000 meters or 20,000 feet on our wrist. Why? Because we can. The same reason a lot of people buy exotic cars or Corvettes or whatever that are capable of doing 200 plus mile an hour, but they never do it. It's the same type of logic. And that thing is a beast on wrist. Now I'm telling you, if you wear this snug, it's going to feel really good on wrist. It actually wears really good on wrist. And it is thick. You're not going to get a shirt cuff over it easily or anything like that. But if you size this up right, you could wear this. Is it going to be your everyday watch? No. The people that are going to buy this are probably going to be, they're going to have a collection of dive watches. This is just, their big bad boy in the group, right? So that's the way that's going to go. And we have great lume on this too. I'm going to give it a quick shot with the UV light. Let's kill the lights and check this out. I'll put a link down below to Exquisite Timepieces. I'm also going to put a video link, and I don't do this very often, but there's an excellent video, of course, that Omega produced with the exploration team that took that titanium Omega down to the Mariana Trench, down to like, was it 10,925 feet or something like that, or meters, excuse me, not even feet. It's such a ridiculous number. But they basically took these watches, not this one, the titanium ones, to the bottom of the oceans, which this one's capable of going to the bottom of many oceans, just not the Mariana Trench. I don't think. Maybe it would. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Big thanks to the crew at Exquisite Timepieces. Let them know I sent you. I'll see you on the next vid.